I'm going to tell you to get stuff from places that I already get myself. You can count on that. You can do this with pretty much any
But a little bit Mottainai, I think.
Yeah.
Steak for hamburgers.
Let's go. Now for our special sauce. We'll start with about a half cup of mayonnaise.
He definitely went to the Asian store.
To me, it's got to give this a nice flip. Take a look at that crust. Once I fit it back into my
This one is a little
cover
bit.
with some cheddar cheese. Sprinkle a little water, and here we are.
Oh, he has his own end
We
branding.
sort of set out today to make.
Konnichiwa, Tomodachi!
Let's take a look at DiGiovanni's Wagyu burger.
Welcome back to Tomodachi Table.
And if you want to see more reactions like this, feel free to give the channel a like and subscribe.
Let's watch Wagyu
If my
burger.
channels tell you anything, it's that one of the best ways to become a really good cook is to take from scratch to a whole nother level. Now, today we're gonna make a burger, but not just any burger. We're gonna make it from scratch. And when you think of a burger, you don't
What
have
kind
to
of
think
burger?
of making
Buns
it from
also?
scratch. But just
Really?
wait. I'll show you right now that it's really not that hard to make a good burger from scratch. You need some nice, fresh,
But he
hot,
said
steamy
from
buns,
scratch.
a good sauce. You know, one of
Probably
those
then.
classic special sauces that are really only just a few common ingredients mixed together. Perhaps a few homemade pickles, some good old cheese. My go-to is always cheddar. And, well, some good fresh ground beef. Yes, I wish I could fly to Japan and grow a cow all the way up to be this beautiful Wagyu cattle. But I looked into it and it's just
So, which
so
prefecture is
unrealistic and
Wagyu?
expensive. So we'll have to settle
That
on
also
this.
depends
Right
on
now,
how much
I hope
it will
you know
cost.
that I like shopping for my meat from the Wagyu shop. And no, this isn't just some ad. Like I've said in the past, I'm never going to tell you to get stuff from places that
The
I already
Wagyu
get
shop.
myself. You can count on that. And no, I wasn't paid to tell you this. I have tried meat from every single place, and I'm telling you right now that as a chef, this is the single best place to get Wagyu. What I'm holding right here is a real treat. This is Japanese Wagyu beef. More specifically, Miyazaki Gyu strip.
Miyazaki
This beef
Gyu.
has literally
Okay.
won the Wagyu
South-
Olympics
south
numerous times. And I'm
of
going to grind this
Japan.
into ground beef to make the
Miyazaki.
most amazing
But one of the
burger you've
famous
ever
ground
seen.
beefs
Now,
in Japan.
let's get started. To a medium
And
bowl,
also
we'll start
chicken
by
is
adding
also
1
famous
cup
in
plus
there.
2 tablespoons of warm water. We'll immediately follow this with 2
so yeah, from
tablespoons
buns.
of active dry yeast.
Ah,
Right away,
then
whenever
from
I'm working with
scratch
yeast,
to
I like
make
to mini
buns.
whisk it up. We don't need the big whisk, guys. The little whisk will do the trick. Just move this around a little bit to get it nice and spread out. Alright, fine. The mini whisk really isn't working. I'm gonna make an exception just this one time. Once that's all mixed, we'll add a 1/3 cup of vegetable oil, followed by a 1/4 cup of sugar. Again, we'll whisk this up and then let it
Very
stand for
small,
just 5 minutes. Now into our mixing bowl, we'll add our yeast mixture. Then we'll follow
okay.
this with 1 whole
One of these
room
mixers
temperature
makes
egg.
life
Make sure
much
you do the
easier.
one-handed crack, along with
Oh,
3 whole
one-hand
cups of
crack.
all-purpose flour. Keeping in mind that you may have to add just a little bit more to get that perfect bun. You can also add just a little pinch of salt. Now we'll close this
Not too
and
much
heat
or
for
you'll
about
kill the
3
yeast.
to 5 minutes until smooth and elastic. Your dough should eventually look like this. Start by flouring your work surface. I like to coat my hands a little bit as well. Drop your dough onto the board and just appreciate how soft and smooth it is. Using a bench scraper, break this into 6 equal pieces. Personally, I like my buns nice and thick, but everybody has their own preferences. Once you've broken them into 6 even balls, scrape the flour off your cutting board. To put this into a perfect ball, we're gonna hold it in the palm of our hand and pinch from the outside. Keep going around in a circle and pinching right into the middle until the pieces that you're pinching begin to feel a little bit sticky. At this point, it's gonna look somewhat like a soup dumpling, and you're then gonna put it face down
Looks
and begin
like it,
rolling around on your board. That stickiness combined with the lack of flour
Yes,
is gonna help
yes.
make it stick and shape the
So
perfect
far, it's
ball.
good.
When
Yeah.
your bun looks something like this,
If you don't
it's
do
ready
this,
to
your
bake.
buns will
But
get
first,
very
just do this with
strangely
the remaining
shaped.
5 balls. Pinching in, going around in a circle, and then using that sticky part that you've created to grip to the board while you roll it around in a circle, right between your thumb and your pinky. And again, there you have it, the perfect bun. Once we've cut up our Wagyu into
Very
these
white
beautiful
though.
cubes, some of which will naturally contain this fat cap.
But he's
on
gonna
the top,
use the
which is
steak to
great
make a
for that
burger.
marbling of our ground meat. We'll feed them through our meat grinder, alternating between fat and
I
meat.
see.
This right here is sure to make the best burger meat you've ever had. But keep in mind that you can do this with pretty much any
But a little
type of
bit
steak
Mottainai,
as long
I
as you
think.
alternate with fat.
Yeah.
And you're bound to get a
Steak
better
for
blend
hamburgers.
Once we grind up our meat, we'll place
I
it in
think
the fridge.
you don't have
such
to
that we'll
use
be
the
able to
brand
form them
Wagyu,
into
you can
patties
just
a bit
use
easier
the
when
normal
time
Wagyu.
comes to cook them. By now, our buns should have been
No need
roasting
to
for
use the
about
steak
10 minutes.
like
And
a
I will
Wagyu,
say, they look
especially.
delicious. But first, we'll crack an egg into a bowl, mini whisk it up, and paint an egg wash over all of our buns. This will
will
give
make
us
it
that
golden.
really golden brown color that we're looking for.
Yes,
And by the way,
this is
you might notice here that
necessary.
I've made some buns that are larger than others, which, as long as they cook in a similar time, is okay for me. Because it's really hard to cut out all your dough balls in the exact same size. Now, once these are all nice and egg washed, this will go in the oven at 425 for about 10 minutes or until golden brown. While our buns bake, let's make our pickles. It's a very simple process.
Pickles from
Start with
scratch
1
also.
cup of white vinegar, followed by 1 cup of water. Then, just a little pinch of salt and just a teaspoon of sugar. That's it. Heat this liquid up until the sugar dissolves.
He
Now,
a
using
lot
a
of
mandolin,
hands.
slice our cucumber into a
'Cause
mason
he's
jar.
a
For
Italian.
good reason.
Hands,
Mason
hands.
jars are often used for pickling. It's probably just because they're these
Like a
big
ramen
glass
can,
jars that are easy to toss in the fridge and can be used
This looks
over
like
and over
Japanese
again.
cucumber.
But if you want to keep it easy, you can even pickle
I
right in the
see.
pot that we made the vinegar
Maybe
mixture.
he went to
Now,
the
after
Japanese
you let
market.
it cool down just a little bit, pour your vinegar mixture over the cucumbers. And that's it. In about 10 minutes, you'll have pickles, and that's why we call
Oh,
this
just
the
10
quick
minutes?
pickle method.
I
I'll
see.
promise you right now,
So
this
quick
will be the
pickles,
quickest
I
pickle
think.
you've ever gotten. Now, quickly, I'll put just a bit more egg wash on top of my buns, because to me, a
double
good
egg
burger
wash.
bun is not complete without sesame seeds. But if you put them on at the start of your cooking process, they'll burn. When there's only a minute or
Yeah,
two
just be
left,
careful
sprinkle on
for
my
burn.
sesame seeds. Now, back in the oven these go. Now for our special sauce,
Kewpie.
we'll start with about a half cup of mayonnaise.
He
I
definitely
always
went
use
to the
this
Asian
Japanese
store.
mayonnaise.
That's
To me, it's got the
right.
best flavor
That's
out there, and I
why.
go through about a bottle a week. Then I'll go about 3
Heinz
tablespoons of
ketchup,
ketchup, maybe
definitely.
just a little bit
Ketchup.
more for good measure. About a quarter cup of our chopped up pickles, which in
Oh,
addition to
10
flavor adds
minutes
some
already.
really nice texture. Just a little bit of hot sauce, depending on how spicy you want it. A little
What's
bit of
this
salt,
sauce?
and just
So a little
bit of
similar
vinegar.
to the Big
Now
Mac
stir
sauce,
this
I
up,
think.
and then tell me this
Ah,
doesn't look
yeah,
like your
color
favorite
looks
burger
like it.
joint special sauce.
A little
I could
bit
sit
pink.
here and watch this for days. Just look at that
looks good,
sauce
though.
fall. Maybe even a little slow motion action. And now, our buns are complete. Now, look guys, I'm telling you right now, you might find a million recipes out there, but these are the best burger buns you're ever gonna get.
Looks
We didn't
really
have to
like
wait
a hamburger
65 hours to let these rise either. Yeah, this looks like it's risen pretty well to me. Not throwing shade at anybody, just saying there's sometimes better ways to do it. Little shortcuts that make cooking a heck of a lot easier. Also, if you're new to this channel, I speak fluent hand.
But the bun
whatever
size
that
is smaller
means.
than
It's time
that.
to cook some
Yeah,
burger buns.
always.
So I'll start with a ring mold that's about the same size as my buns. I want to keep this really consistent. This on the outside is a carbon steel skillet. No, it's not dirty. It builds up a sort of layer just like a cast iron. I'll start with my meat, which I will say looks dashing. And because it has so much fat, I'm gonna put it right into the pan without putting
Oh,
fat.
no
first.
shaping.
I'll press this down almost to make a smash patty, and then I'll let it cook and get nice and crispy on this first side. Once this has gotten nice and crispy, I'll take off my ring mold and try to give this a nice flip. Just take a look at that crust. Once I fit it back into my
This
ring
one is
mold,
a
I'll
little
cover
bit-
it with some cheddar cheese, sprinkle a little water,
He
then
just
toss
made
on
a
lid.
mistake.
It should be nice and milky.
And I think
And
because
there's one of
Wagyu
your
is so
patties.
soft.
there's
Yeah,
really only
that's
one more
why.
thing
He
we need
didn't
to
know
do
that.
before we actually assemble
So
our
Wagyu
burger.
are
And
very
aside
soft,
from cutting the buns
and
in
they
half,
have to be
that's
careful.
toasting the buns. Because you should never have a burger without toasted buns. I'll use a non-stick pan with a good amount of oil. I like to make sure I have enough oil to cover all those crevices up inside the bun I'm toasting. Otherwise, you're going to get a really spotty bun. Now, once that gets nice and warm, place down your buns. Sometimes it's good
That's
to
a
just
lot
hold
of
them down a
oil
little
for
bit
two
as well.
buns.
Now, if your bun comes out something like this, you're doing something right. Look how much that oil is still crackling. Same
That's
thing with the top of our bun
oil.
here. We missed a little in the middle, but that's alright. This is nice and well toasted. And now the moment we've all
too
been
much
waiting
toasted.
for, the plating. We'll
Like
start with just a little bit
oily
of our special
toast.
sauce. I can single-handedly
olive
tell you
oil,
that this is
though.
the best special sauce I've ever had. And I'll definitely place
You
the
can
recipe
actually use the
on couch.
Wagyu
After
oil to
this,
toast
let's
it as
slide on
well.
our first
much
patty. Look at
better.
the caramelization around the edges of that Wagyu patty. Now I'll add our first piece of lettuce. It's got to be at
Very
least
small
Whoa.
piece of lettuce.
after the lettuce, I want to put a middle bun piece, sort of like I do at
yeah,
McDonald's.
I see,
This
I
is such an
see.
epic
So
burger
you
that it
want
just
to
deserves
create
this piece.
some
On top
like
of the
Big
middle bun
Mac.
piece, more special
Wagyu Big
sauce.
Mac.
Because why the heck not? I'll follow this with another piece of lettuce, a nice slab of tomato, our second
I'm not sure
patty,
because
and then
already
straight
pate
from
is
the jar,
broken.
a generous serving of our homemade pickles.
bottom.
We'll finish
Yeah.
it off with that
Oh,
toasted
a
bun.
lot
And
of-
last but not least, we're gonna brand it
of
because after all,
pickles.
this is my burger, and here we are.
Oh, he has his own
Branded our
end
burger.
branding.
We sort of set out today to make the best burger ever. And did we succeed? I don't know. I'll be honest, there's a lot of burgers made every single day. But I will give us this. I think we got pretty damn close. I mean, we even branded the top of the damn thing. We went all out with this burger. This thing truly has the best special sauce I've ever tasted in a burger. It's like a quadruple decker or a quintuple decker, whatever. It's as homemade as you can possibly get. And honestly, it looks mind-blowingly
homemade
good.
Big Mac
Now,
sauce
I
is
say we
good.
just stop
Yeah,
looking
actually,
at this
yeah.
thing and take a bite.
Very drippy.
Oh, holy Santa Claus, that's good. All right,
But that looks
I'm a
good.
little bit without words for this burger. Give me a couple bites, 1 second. All right, these buns, top notch. There's only one thing in this entire burger that I forgot.
Top
And no, it's not
notch.
bacon. I love bacon. I just didn't have any bacon. I forgot to salt my tomato, and I meant to. And I'm sorry, and I hope you'll forgive me. But let me try to just describe this burger to you. The homemade buns are fluffy and pillowy. I could literally sleep on these homemade buns. The Wagyu beef, indescribable. It's got those many different textures inside it too. That fat is so incredibly developed in flavor. You got that really nice crispy edge on the outside, and then you got that really soft fatty, gooey cheesiness on the top of it. That sauce is just insane. That special sauce really is special. Then you got that lettuce that, to be honest, doesn't really add all that much. It's more there for looks. This is an A+ burger right here. And let me give you a trick.
A+.
If you want to do this at home, go buy a nice steak. It doesn't have to be Wagyu. In fact, it's probably better
So what
if
is
it's
the
not
S
Wagyu. Take
burger?
that steak and either chop
Or
it up a ton
over
until
the
it's super
A+.
nice and minced, or throw it in your food processor and literally
Maybe he
blend
has
it. You should be
some
able to
land,
blend it
right?
right into
His
front
own
of me.
land.
Then follow
Platinum,
the rest of
maybe?
the process that I did, which, as you saw, isn't all that difficult. And you'll have
How's the
yourself
ramen
a
that was?
knockout burger. Now,
B-?
please don't forget to subscribe. And
I
know
think
that
4
I
out of
love
5,
you. Thank
right,
you
from
for
Uncle
watching
Roger.
these videos. Thank you for loving these videos. Don't forget to drop it a like and a comment for what you want next time. And also, I'm doing a big 1 million
it's there,
giveaway, which
Wagyu
seems like
sushi
it might come
also.
up pretty soon.
Ah,
So give me
that's
some
always
ideas for
really
that. I'll look
delicious
through
also.
all of it. I'll see you on the flippy flip.
Oh, that knife throw is always a little bit nervous.
Always like this.
Wow, so that actually looked really, really good compared to the ramen.
Nick DiGiovanni.
So yeah, you want to see us maybe try out a Wagyu burger of our own? Feel free to give the channel a like and subscribe.
Sayonara!
See you next time.
So Nick DiGiovanni is a nice character, I think.
And I think it's easy to see what food he is comfortable with and what food he's a little uncomfortable with. But he cooks very well, I think.
But last time the ramen, he didn't eat so much.
But I think he really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, I think he likes this more than ramen, I guess.